I had the pleasure of sitting down with the one, the only mayor of Miami, Leah Black. And today we share this never before aired or heard chat with Miss Black. Leah's been on our podcast before, so search the back feed. We had a great chat with Leah, and now we continue it. We talk all about it's. This is a standalone episode, but it's really good. We talk all about RHOM, her friendship with Jeff Lewis. We talk all about Jeff Lewis and Jeff and Jenny and Gage and all the boyfriends. We talk about it all. This was recorded sometime earlier, but it's never been before aired, and it's New Year's Day. And what better day than to share this chat with the one, the only Leah Black. Welcome back to 2024. We're going to have a good year here behind the velvet rope. We are coming in with a bang next week. We got some explosions, but just personally, I hope all my subscribers and listeners, Patreons, I hope you guys have a great year. We're going to make 2024 good. Okay. It's just, did anyone have a good 2023? If you did, we're going to have a good 2024. If you haven't had a good 2023, guess what? It's a new year. But now we share this never before aired chat with the one and only Miss Leah Black. That's funny. Have you called Lance Bass and congratulated him?
Yeah, I sent him baby gifts, of course. I loved him. He's got this adorable rest. It's not a it's like a sports bar in West Hollywood on Santa Monica in a great location, and it's packed all the time. It's kind of miniature Abbey because you see the guys on the tables dancing, and then you've got the TV going in the back with the sports. It's great. I've been to their home. I used to do his radio show when he had a radio show. And I always adore them. They're amazing. When I first met Lance, I didn't know who he was. I thought Lance Bass was a football star. So when I saw him, I was like, wow, he's awfully small to be playing football. And then Joe said, no, yeah, he's from that band. I'm like, I hadn't even heard of that band even. And then I was like, oh, yeah. So that's my source. Yeah. I'm very nice. I live in my own little world. I don't know.
I love it. Thinking Lance Bass is, a football star. Like, that's okay.
Well, there is somebody with that name or similar to that name that was, I think.
Huh. And love
then,
a good...
here's one. Lil Wayne wasn't going to get on the stage because he had to be rushed to the emergency room. Jason, is he here? What was he rushed to the emergency room for? Lil Wayne, remember? He was rushed to the emergency room, and Joe Francis and I were underneath the table because it was so loud with the tablecloth on the floor. Joe's going, get your ass here. I don't care how sick you are. You can take care of that later. And I was like, oh my God, he's not going to perform. And here he came in. They had hauled him out on a journey, and they brought him in, and he stood up there and performed. And he had 8 guitars, 7 for his band that he custom made guitars. And he had made them that said Girls Gone Wild on them because Joe had paid for them just for my event, by the way, to promote his Girls Gone Wild, like any of the stuffy people at my event are going to watch Girls Gone Wild. The judge over on aisle 3 might. But anyway, so I got he gave me one of the guitars. And I never understood why when he got in trouble with that stupid gun, he didn't call Roy because he wouldn't have gone to jail because there was no evidence that it was his gun. It was in a tote bag on the bus. There was no evidence, but he just pled guilty. So I think he wanted to go to jail. I think he wanted the experience of going to jail. What else would it be?
Just for like the street cred?
Maybe, or to learn or to write, or I don't know, maybe he wanted off the merry-go-round. We had another big event for him at Ingeen's house in Star Island. Wasn't that? No, that was T.I., but he didn't show because of, what was that girl's name, Kimmy or something? She didn't want him to show her. I don't remember.
I mean, that's the thing. If they get in trouble, they have access to Roy Black. I mean,
exactly, but he didn't even call. He didn't even call. And I was like, that is so weird because the gun was in a tote bag on the bus. There was no chain of custody. There was no way to prove whose gun it was or who put it there. It wouldn't have even been a problem, probably, but he probably had some kind of prior record or something. I don't really know. I didn't follow it that close. He had one tattoo too many for me. I was like, you need glasses.
Before we switch to skincare, do you get starstruck? I mean, have you ever been starstruck? I mean, it doesn't sound like it. I mean, like Aretha, I know it's all for a charity, but like just walking around or
we're
meeting these
so
people?
busy working those events that it's hard to really get starstruck. I would say people that would give me starstruck would be maybe, like Barack Obama, or maybe the World Health Organization's charity CEO that's feeding the homeless around the world, or people like that would give me more stars. Adam Schiff, my new biggest hero in Washington, I love him. I mean, I'd hold a fundraiser for him. Those are people that would, I mean, the celebrities and the stars, I love them all, and they've all been amazing and generous. But I guess we just work so much more around them, we don't think too much about it. Like, I mean, when Natalie Cole was at my house, well, I remember one time she was at my house, and I didn't even mention it to somebody. Mentioned it to me. They said, "Did you have Natalie Cole at your house?" I'm like, "Yeah, we sat outside this and everything." And they were so shocked they had Natalie Cole. And why didn't you call me to come? It didn't occur to me, And then what's his name? What's his name? The guy that Oliver Stone. He was at my house when I was pregnant. He was smoking pot. He was trying to get me to smoke pot with him. I'm like, I'm pregnant. I can't smoke pot. He went and sat in my bathtub and smoked pot. And I was just like, okay, whatever. And somebody took a picture of him, and I just framed it and put it on the counter one day. And one day it was gone. Somebody stole it from my house. But I just have been around so many crazy characters. When Roy was representing Rush Limbaugh, I was like, I was getting so much heat. Like, how can he represent Rush Limbaugh? I'm like, that's what he does. I loved Rush. I didn't agree with a damn word he said. And my legs were black and blue the first time we went to dinner with him, because Roy was kicking me under the table so much. I should have called and had him in trouble for abuse, because I wouldn't shut up. But I didn't care. He got a kick out of it.
Oh my God. We could literally talk. I could talk for like 12 hours just on the people that Like,
can you believe I have forgotten I even know these people? You're reminding me of it. Jason, who's like the biggest, most interesting, fabulous person we've ever known? I can't even think.
Have you ever share Madonna, J-Lo?
Well, Madonna's son's the same age as my son. So I went to a couple of birthday parties at her house in LA for her son, with my son. And she always had all the big people there, like Demi and people like that. And they're all down to earth. And and then one of her good friends is a good friend of mine, Ingrid. So then her, and I don't know, I never met Cher. I don't think I ever met Cher. I love it. I love Cher.
Are you shocked when it's the opposite, when people come up to you and they're just housewife fanatics and they freak out that they're meeting Leah Black?
I go so far out of my way to make them feel comfortable, take the picture, tell them, because I could never do that. I could not go up to somebody. I was with Julie and Brandy at Craig's in LA, and they went over and started stalking the former governor of Ohio, John Kasich. I was cringing. I was like, God, but they were trying to get him on their podcast. I could never do it. So I go so far out of my way. And I also think if they think I'm someone fabulous, God bless them, really. They live in a limited world, obviously. And so God bless them. I mean, what can I do for you?
Well, you are fabulous, and you just go up to people because you don't know who they are, and that works. You're able to get Pharrell.
I went up to Pharrell because I didn't get the magnitude of who he was. And, we were desperate. We were 2 or 3 months away from an event. We didn't have anybody. But would I go up and ask for a photo or something like that? I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it.
I probably couldn't. I can't. I want to say this. I've never done it. Maybe I could, but I haven't.
I love it.
I had the first big fundraiser for Barack Obama at my house. The first one he ever had in the state of Florida. We raised $500,000.
Wow.
And this photographer wanted me to pay him so much his nightly fee from the Herald. And I said, no, because this is a fundraiser. You're going to come and do it for free. I've given you plenty of business over the years. He went back and forth. He was like, no, you have to pay. He says, this man's going to be president. You're going to come and get his pictures, and you're going to sell those pictures one day. And he was just rolling his eyes at me. I made Barack Obama take a picture with every single person at my house. He was just beside himself. He goes, the way you're doing this, everyone's going to get a picture. I said, that's the whole idea. You're getting your picture with everyone here. The guy made thousands of dollars years later on those pictures when he became president. He posted them, and you go in and buy your picture, thousands of dollars.
See,
so I should have asked for a commission.
Listen, if I ever need to throw some big fundraiser, sorry, now that I know you, there's no getting out of it. I'll even have it in Jason. Miami. Yes, you and Jason.
Jason and James, because I don't have the patience anymore.
Well, let's talk about Lea Black skincare, all this amazing stuff that you sent me. Everyone, first of all, is getting 25% off this. I'm going to share codes with everyone, but 25% off is a big deal. So everyone needs to pay attention because this really is great with the code Velvet Rope. So where do you want to start? I mean, I have everything that Jason has sent me, and I've used a lot of it.